Hello, hello, hello. How are you today? Dee here from Tel Aviv, Israel. I am excited to be here. Very excited to be here with you. Let's get down to the mat. I'm just going to grab my handles over here. Make this big. There we go. All right. So, I'm going to do this. Okay, good. All right. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. We have a intense workout today. There's going to be a lot of abs. Basically, it's going to be one really long flow. There will be some elements of classical Pilates that are going to join us. And I think we're ready to rock and roll. So we're going to lie down on our back and we're going to start warming up. It's going to be very gradual. I'm going to fill this up. Hold on. I've been congested for like over a month. So I'm just hoping that I'm not too sniffly and anything like that. And I'm coming across clearly. All right, so we're gonna lie down. And the first thing we're gonna do is open up our arms 90 degrees. And then we're gonna place the right leg on top of the left. And we're gonna start moving the knees gently from side to side. So I'm not even really rotating just yet. I'm just moving gently side to side. And then if I feel comfortable, I'm going to start increasing it. So one leg kind of pushes the other. One leg pushes the other. Keeping that chest nice and open as though the shoulder blades are really falling down and melting into the floor. And then we're going to switch. So the right leg is on the floor, the left is going to be on top, and it's that little baby movement. Little baby movement. And only if I'm feeling comfortable, right, then I start rotating a little bit more. Freestyling, working with your back, pay attention to how you're feeling today. And then we're going to pause right here, and the hands are going to be at the base of the skull now. So we're going to lift the shoulder blades up, and we're going to hold the shoulder blades up. Then we're going to touch elbow to elbow and open. Elbow to elbow and open. We're going to go for 6 more, keeping the shoulder blades off the floor. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more, and then release completely. Returning the hands to that 90-degree angle. This time, you're just going to bring the heels close to the butt and start rotating side to side. So see if you can get the rotation a little bit deeper. What I'm most interested in is actually you keeping the right shoulder blade down when the knees go over to the left, and then vice versa. I'm going to let the knees fall over to the left. Then my hands are going to be at the base of the skull again. And I'm going to exhale, lift the chest to center. Inhale, lower. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We switch. Same thing on the other side. Five more. 3, 2, and then we're going to go for one more. Then return to center. Take a deep breath. Allow the rib cage to really open up and the belly to expand. And then because we're doing that, I also want your lower back to kind of come off the floor. Right, naturally, you're not forcing it up. And then exhale to imprint your back into the floor, engage the pelvic floor, let the rib cage kind of push down towards your back and pelvis. Then inhale, expand again. Exhale. And again. Exhale. And then keep your back pressed to the floor. Lift the heels up. The right knee is going to come up to the chest. Bring it back down, keeping your back in that imprint position. So you should really feel like the only thing that's moving around is the hip joints. Nothing else is wobbly. And then if you're feeling really nice and steady, tight, then I want you to start alternating in the air. Tap, tap for 10. 8, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then release it. Let's straighten both legs, pointing the toes. Inhale, reach your hands up. Exhale, press your back into the floor and come all the way up, pointed toes. Slowly bring it back down. And again, all the way up, point, reach, all the way back down. Do that whole thing, please. Flexed. We're going to go twice. Flexed feet. Once more. And then please stay seated. So from the seated position, we're going to get into a butterfly position. And I just want you to slide your hands forward. The head is going to aim for the toes. Then slowly bring it back up. Let's do that again. Sliding forward. Slowly back up. And you're going to go onto your knees, onto your forearms. So if you need padding for your knees, go for it. The elbows are going to be under the shoulders. So we're on our knees, shifting forward. Okay? And then from here, I want you to just move your weight from side to side. Constantly pushing the hands and forearms into the floor. So you're really climbing out of the shoulder blades, basically. Now, if you're feeling up for it, let's do that same thing in a full plank. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. You're going to stand on your knees. So if you have padding, that's great. I don't want you to feel any pain around the knees. And I want you to sit down on your heels, sending your butt back. Exhale, come up and squeeze the butt and squeeze the abs. We want to kind of close this whole area. So we inhale and exhale. Engaging the pelvic floor as you come up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then one more time, and please hold it here. The right foot is going to get onto the floor. I want you to dig the heel into the floor. And then just push forward and bring it back down. So what I'm doing is I'm shifting my weight to the right foot, and I'm imagining, I'm not actually doing it, but I'm pretending that I'm about to just let that left leg kind of hover. So I shift and lower. So I'm really activating the right glutes, digging the right heel into the floor. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, see if you can come all the way up to standing in that same position. So the heel's digging down, and I go all the way up to standing. Bring it all the way back down, and we're gonna switch. So now it's the left heel that's digging into the floor, remember? So the idea is to hover with the leg. It's like I'm about to just let it float off the floor. I exhale, come on forward, digging the heel down and back. Four more. Dig the heel. Really think about that back leg floating. 3, 2, 1. And then see if you can come all the way up. And then all the way back down. From here, we're going to get into a plank once again. But I want you to place your arms like this. Okay? So in a plank, first we're going to shift our weight just like we did before from side to side. And it feels different with the positioning of the arms. And we're going to go for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 5, 3, 2, 1. Now we open into a side plank, and you can bend your bottom leg if you want the extra support. Hold it here. Dip the hips down. Exhale, push them back up. We're going to go for another 3, 2, 1 more. Hold it and rotate. Exhale, rotate. Bring it back up. 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to do the whole thing on the other side. So we transition through the plank, getting into or onto our side plank. We dip and lift. Dip and lift. 2 more. 1 more. Then we're going to hold it. You can always bend that bottom leg, remember. And rotate. 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we're going to gently release. From here, once again, we're going to stand on our knees. So remember that if you need that padding, please grab it. Or you can also fold up the middle of your mat. And now the right leg, and wait, let me back up and give you a modification if you need it. So you don't have to do this, the up, up, down, down from kneeling to standing. What you can do instead is squat and lift. Squat and lift. So when we're leading, if you're doing the advanced version, you're going to lead with the left. And so when we're leading with the left, you're going to do squat and lift. The right leg is lifting up, so you're actually working the left leg, okay? So the left is going to lead if you're squatting and lifting. The right is going up and down. Let's go. So it's up, up, down, down. 9. Same leg over and over. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4, 3, 2, and 1 more. And now we're going to switch. Right leg, 10, dig the heel. That right heel, you've got to dig it in. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excuse me. I want you to come forward to the top of the mat. Widen your stance, press your knees out, slowly come all the way down and roll on back. So of course, if you had to take your time and kind of go through your side, it's perfectly fine, okay? Let's make sure that that's clear, it's perfectly fine. And our arms are going to be elongated. Taking a deep breath, and then on the exhale, we press our back into the floor. Reach up for the ceiling, bring it back down. Now let's do the same exact thing with the right leg up. Aiming for that toe, for those toes. Keeping the right leg extended and flexed. Three more. If you need to place one hand behind your head, maybe you're feeling your neck, that's fine. And switch, extending and flexing the left. Right, so there should be an ever so slight little tilt to the left. Excuse me. 4, 3, 2. Last time, and then squeeze your legs together, heels are off the floor. Press your back into the floor to begin with. Exhale, lift the knees up. Inhale, tap. Now, if you want to work harder with your core and stabilizing the pelvis, see if you can do this with the same back, that same press imprinted back, but your hands up towards the ceiling. We're going to go for another 6. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more. And now see if you can lift the tailbone up a bit. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands by your side, press your feet into the floor and lift your butt up. Super tight butt, super tight abs, relaxing your shoulders, relaxing your facial muscles, right? I don't want you all clenched up. The left foot is going to get closer to the right. The right heel gets off the floor. Your job is to avoid tilting the pelvis, okay? So keep it nice and steady. Lift the knee, inhale, tap. Lift and tap. 8, 7. And if you need the external feedback, by the way, you can always place your hands on your pelvis, just like that. So you really make sure you're not dipping to the right. 3, 2, and then we've got some flexibility work. 1, hold it. Kick the leg up, flex it, return it to 90. Now, we're working our flexibility, but you're also constantly making sure that you're not tilting to the right. We're going to go for 4 more. 2, 1 more time. Then slowly lower it down, and we're gonna bring it up. So we're gonna lower and lift, digging the heel into the floor. I think I had us tapping, didn't I? Tap. I'll share with you that I'm getting ready for a huge conference, and I'm flying tomorrow to Dubai, and I'm speaking. And so I feel like 5 million things are running through my mind per minute, and I've also just suffered a loss. So dealing. The knee goes up, flex, and bend. I've got a racing mind right now. Just one of those times. 4 more. 3, 2, 1 more. Lower the foot down. Lower your back all the way down nice and slow. And just like the very beginning of the session, please bring your arms to 90 degrees. Now, before we start doing the rotations like we did in the beginning, first turn the head to the right. Lower the shoulders. And then to the left. And then return. And then remember what we did in the beginning where I had you put the right leg on top of the left, and then the right leg pulls the left leg over towards the floor while keeping the shoulder blades pressed down into the floor, the chest open. Then switch over to the other side without switching legs just yet. Now, keeping the right leg on top of the left, I want you to point the left toes as though you're wearing a high heel shoe on your left foot. The hands are going to be at the base of the skull. Lift the shoulder blades up, keep it steady, lift the knees for 10. When the legs go down, your main job is to really, really press that lower back into the floor. Keeping the shoulder blades steady. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we lower it all down and we lift it all up. 10, 9, 8. Engaging the pelvic floor. 7, 3 more. 2. Last time. We're going to lower it all the way down. We're going to return our arms to 90 degrees, and the left leg goes on top of the right. Our right foot now, the bottom foot is wearing that imaginary high-heeled shoe. So we're going to bring the legs over to the left, keeping the neck soft, the facial muscles soft. And then the legs over to the right. And then center. And once again, we're going to lift our shoulder blades way up, keep it steady, and just the legs go up and down for 10, and then tap. Remember, the main job that you have right now is keeping your lower back pressed into the floor, especially as the legs go down. One more time. Now we lift it all up. So it's elbows to knees, bring it all the way down. When you go down, you keep the back pressed down. It's not that you go down and you rest. You're going down and you're ready for the next lift. 4, 3, 2, 1, and release it completely into a butterfly position. So your feet are together, your knees are apart. And here you also have another thing that you should be really focused on, and that is keeping your feet together and on the floor. So let's see if we can come all the way up to a seated position while keeping that focus. And of course, if it's too much to come all the way up, you can come up halfway. You can avoid the entire lift and just do the shoulder blades. So we're going to inhale, hands overhead, exhale all the way up. Trying to keep the feet together and against the floor. And again. 6 more. 5, And if it's very easy for you, then please bring the heels a little closer to your butt. I just did that and it makes it a lot harder. 3 more. Let's see if I can make it even closer. And one last one, and then we're gonna hold it up. I almost didn't make it. And then we're gonna stay in the butterfly position. Relax the shoulders and slide it forward. Roll up 1 vertebrae at a time. Let's do that one more time. Slide it forward. Roll it up. From here, we're going to get into a plank on our forearms. And so before we were doing this shift of the weight to the right and left, and now we're going to be doing the shift of the weight forward and back. So on our forearms, and we start shifting. Forward, exhale, back. Forward, exhale, back. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, really shift. 3, now listen up, you're not going to put your knees down. 1 more, and then bring your feet closer to your hands so you're in a pyramid. Now inhale as far forward as you can. Exhale up and back into the pyramid without dropping your belly or your back. Inhale, shift. Exhale, lift. Inhale, shift. Exhale. 2 more. One more. And settle your knees back down. Woo. Got a little sweaty over there. Maybe it's a good time for a sip. I just want to remind you of the 2 options of the following. Option number 1 is to repeat what we did before, which is, so some of you, anybody who has any knee issues, it was a squat and lift. Okay, squat and lift. Those of you who could do the up, up, down, down, we're going to start with that for 5 reps, exactly the way we did before. Now, I'm going to go up, up, leading the way with the right leg. If you're doing the squat and lift, that means the left leg is coming up. You're on the right. The left is doing that lift. So 5 reps, up, up, down, down. 1, 2. Dig the heel into the floor as you come up. 3, 4, and now 5. And now think about it. Do you want to continue doing this, or can you add a baby hop at the top? So another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now we switch. So we're going to go for 5 walking commandos, up, up, down, down with the legs. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to try to add the hop, which of course is totally optional. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and please get into a high plank. So I'm going to use my handles here. If you don't need support for your wrist, you just get right onto your hands. And for 12 reps, we're going to alternate same side knee to elbow. So my right knee, excuse me, is going to touch my right elbow. And then switch. And switch. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Same exact thing on our forearms. Please get down and touch your right knee to your right elbow for 12, 11, 10. Push your forearms into the floor. 8, 2 more, 1 more, and release. Now, get back into a high plank, please. And we're gonna do again, knee to elbow, but it's gonna be crisscross. So the right knee to the left elbow, left knee to the right elbow. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now we're going to do the same exact thing on our forearms. I want you to move. I want you to really move forward in order to get that knee to touch the elbow, okay? So, on our forearms, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, keep moving, 10, 11, 12. Onto your back, after a step. With the legs straight up. So, a lot of people who have a sensitive back, okay, straightening the legs at a 90-degree angle in an L shape is actually a lot to ask from the body. So this might be a lot. All right, if that's the case, you can totally feel free to do a tabletop position, okay? So let me just show you. If you're doing the tabletop position, it's that, right? You're aiming with the knees to the ceiling, okay? Now, if you're like me and you want to do it with straight legs, you are aiming for the ceiling with your heels, okay? So I inhale and exhale. It's not that I'm going over my head, it's that I'm aiming for the ceiling. 8, 7, 6. Try to keep the hands from pressing down too much. And then gently release. You're going to release with your legs glued together, and you're wearing those imaginary high heels again. Inhale and exhale, knees to chest, then bring it down. Now this time, see if you can tap your feet further away. If it hurts your further away from your butt, and if it hurts your back, then what I want you to do is straighten the elbows completely, because I don't want you to work with back pain. Straighten your elbows completely, and then perform it like so. Okay, but if you can handle it, I want you to start tapping further away, really, really maintaining that pressure of your lower back into the floor. And now, as we go down, that's where you want to really keep that work going of the pressure. But as we come up, we're going to start peeling. And I want you to peel your lower vertebrae as slowly as possible off the floor. So it's 4 more. 3, 2, last time. Then your toes are going to touch the floor. You're wearing those imaginary high heels again. And the legs are hip width apart. Your butt's going to go up. We're going to get into the calves now. So we inhale, bring the heels down. Exhale, bring them up. Dig into the calves. Squeeze the butt. Engage the pelvic floor and the abdominals. Then again, heels down. Exhale, lift. And lift. 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then one more time, and make sure those heels are nice and close to you. The left foot is going to be centered. It's ready to work. The right leg is going to come up to 90 degrees. Now check it out. Just the heel, the left heel, is going to come up and down. Now, if I want to work even harder, I'm going to reach the hands for the ceiling. We're going to go for another 8, 7, 6. You might even fire up the hamstring here, not only the calves. 4 more. 3, 2, 1 more. Hold it here. Switch legs. You can always place your hands back on the floor, of course. Stabilize, work to stabilize. That means you've got to work your abs, you've got to work the butt, and then it's heel down and up. Exhale. Exhale. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 more, 1 more. Don't put your butt down. Don't put the heels down. Both feet are down, wearing those imaginary high heels. Now, you can use that external feedback once again by placing your hands on the pelvis, or you can opt to support yourself, pressing your hands down, or you can really challenge your balance, keeping your hands up. You inhale, open up the knees. Exhale, return the thighs, not to touch. Okay, I don't want the knees pushing in, but rather just to parallel. Inhale, exhale. 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 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower all the way down and get into a full butterfly position. So you're on the outer blades of your feet. Exhale, lift the butt, squeeze it. Inhale, lower down. Squeeze and lower. 10 more. 9, 8, 7, 6. It gets a little wobbly, so you want to make sure that you're really squeezing the butt and the abs, engaging the pelvic floor. 2 more. And then on the last one, you're going to hold it up and you're going to pulse the inner thigh up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. All right, we have returned to attempting to sit all the way up in the butterfly position. Bring your feet together. Remember, we want to keep them together and keep them against the floor. Hands overhead, inhale. Exhale, all the way up. All the way down. All the way up. And now I'm going to do that thing I did before where I try to get the heels a little closer to me as I go down and up. Nearly impossible. That was nearly impossible for me. 2. Wowza. And 1 more. Whoa. Either I'm fatigued or it's just been a long week. Yeah, it sounds like it's the synonym. One or the other, same. We're going to bring the knees apart, feet together. There's nothing like moving, you know? So, best medicine. You're going to bring the forehead down towards the toes. The hands are going to go forward, and I want you to just melt your way here. Slowly come on up, and let's do the same thing. Excuse me. Slide forward. Slowly come on up. And then from here, we're gonna return to a high plank. But I just wanna say, if you need to do this on your forearms, that's perfectly fine because it is gonna put a lot of pressure on the wrists. Okay, so if you have sensitive wrists, you might wanna go onto the forearms. It just means that you won't do a push-up. Okay, and that's okay. So, in a high plank, you can drop your knees also if you need to at any point. And the positioning of my hands, okay, is this. My index fingers are kind of turned towards each other. And then I'm gonna go for a nice deep chest push-up. And then I slowly open up to a side plank, holding it here. Now give me one rotation. And bring it back up. Return to the push-up. Inhale. Exhale. Open to a side plank, hold it. Give me one rotation. And bring it back up. Return to the push-up, please. Inhale. And exhale. Get into a side plank, no rotation, just hold it here for a moment. And do that hip dip we did before. Down. And exhale up. Return to the push-up. Bring it up. Dip, down, and up. Once again. Open it up. Now see if you can lift the top leg. And then return to the push-up. Open to the side plank. Lift. Return to the one last push-up. And then release it. Getting onto your belly. Placing your hands under your forehead. Okay, your forehead on your hands. So, we're going to lift and lower the upper body, pulling the shoulders back for 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it here. Reach your hands forward, and it's the right arm that goes up and then the left leg, and switch, 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 10, 9, 7, 5, 3, 2, 1. Relax it. Place the forearms on the floor, elbows right under the shoulders. Flex your feet, get ready, and peel your core off the floor, then the knees come up. Knees go down, belly goes down. Belly goes up, knees go up. Down, down, exhale. Down, down. 2 more. 1 more. And hold it. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Keep pushing the forearms into the floor, the hands into the floor. Don't let your head drop. Stay with me for 2, 1, and release it. We're going to get onto our backs. Onto our backs. Hands at the base of the skull. And classic crunches. So, we exhale, lift the shoulder blades, engage the pelvic floor, inhale, lower. 8 more. 7. 2 more. 1 more. And then hold it. And start bicycling from side to side to side. Now I want you to really make sure you're lifting the shoulder blades up and you're not just rolling onto a shoulder blade, right? Really make sure you're lifting for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Turn your palms up. Rotate your head over to the right. Switch. And hands are going to be at the base of the skull. Lift the shoulder blades way up, and then we're going to start doing the bicycles with bent knees. So we lift one knee up, and then we switch, and we tap the floor each time. And we want to try to get our upper body closer to the leg each time. So it's a more compact version. 10 more. 9, 8, 7, 6, 4, 2, 1, release. Allow the palms to open up, and this time allow the knees to fall over to the right, and turn the head to face the left. And switch. And then from here, we're going to go in for bicycling legs, okay? But the hands are going to be at the base of the skull. So basically, it's almost like a single leg stretch, but our hands are going to be here. We lift the shoulder blades up, we point the toes, and we're going to start pushing forward. Now, the further the straight leg gets to the floor, the closer it gets to the floor, the harder your abs are going to work. So if you need to, you can kind of lift the legs up a little bit. But see if you can really get nice and close to the floor and really elongate the leg away from the core. 10 more. 9, shoulder blades way off the floor. 6, 3, 2, 1. We're done with the abdominals. With the abdominals, not with the workout. Let the knees fall over to the side. Palms face up. Again, I want you to, so we're in a butterfly position. I want you to turn the head over to one side gently, and then the other. And then from here, we're going to go in for hamstring bridges. So I want your thighs to be super parallel to each other. You're going to flex your feet, digging the heels into the floor. The further away you go from your butt, the harder you're going to work, okay? So if you feel your back or anything, just bring the heels closer to your butt once again. So we're going to exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it. Squeeze the butt. Now let's try to open up the legs so the outer blades of the feet are touching the floor, but your butt is not. You're squeezing it. And return. Inhale. And exhale. Slow is good. Please go slow. 4 more. 3, it's like you're trying to make a hole in the floor with your heels. 2. And 1. And release. Now we're done. Now we get to stretch. Straighten the legs completely, flexing them strongly, hands overhead. Imagine that you're being pulled to both directions, so it's as though someone's pulling your arms away from the shoulder area and someone else is pulling the heels away from the hip joint area. And then point, so it's like your toes are being pulled. And release. Please gently hug your right knee in towards your chest. Circle your ankle around to one direction. Excuse me, and then the other. and switch. Circle it around. Switch again, and this time your hands are going to get the hip joint to really loosen up. So it's my left hand pushing my left hip joint down, and my right hand doing this circular motion into the hip joint. Both directions, you can freestyle it, and then switch. Really move any way that your body really feels steady at this point. Just try to keep the pelvis nice and steady, and then gently go through your side and into a butterfly position that's a little bit open. So my feet are a little, they're not glued together. My palms are gonna press into the floor, and then I start moving the knees from side to side. Let me do that a little differently. So that what happens is when my knees go over to the left, so my chest really opens up. And then switch. And switch. And switch. And then release. Sit any way, please, that feels most comfortable for you as you bring the right hand to the base of the skull. I want you tall and I want you steady, and you're going to gently just lean into that right hand. And release and switch. And then both hands come up overhead. Imagine that someone's kind of holding onto your wrists and pulling them back. Same thing, except someone now is holding onto your thumb, so the palms are facing each other. And then we're going to do one more stretch. You're going to be on your right hand. The left leg is going to go back. You're going to squeeze the butt. And switch. And release. Thank you so much for joining me today. That was good. Let's just sit tall for a moment. We're going to end with 2 deep breaths. I know you thought we were done, but I want us to just do this, and then I'll let you go. One more time. Inhale, bring it up. And exhale to release. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you. Bye-bye.